Hello, Gothamites. This is Mystery coming to you with my first review of a comic book. Yes, it's the first time I'm doing a review, so if I don't seem really good, don't bite my head off, because this is my first. It's not my. Okay, it's my fault. Okay, I'm rambling now. Now, never mind. Now, I will be reviewing a graphic novel that was originally issues of the comic book, but then I got the hardback graphic novel of it. I am doing DC Universe Legacies. There it is. Now, DC Universe Legacies, it's a very interesting story because back when this was made, I think, hold on, I gotta look back when it was made. When was it made? Well, anyway, when I first found this, I found this last year and all, so it most likely would have been released. Wait, here it is. 2010 and 2011. So, yeah, this was the time when things was going a little crazy in the DC universe, and they were about to go to the New 52. Yeah, they were about to go to the New 52 when this came out on hardback. So, when I first read this, I was like, wow. All this history right here. Because this story, it begins with the Golden Age, and then it goes through the years to the OMAC project, which I believe that's the Infinite Crisis. If I'm wrong, someone tell me, or I'll put an annotation down here. But this was a very good. I really enjoyed it. Len Wein, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, was the writer of this, and through almost each decade of stories, they would get like a different artist to draw the pictures and all, which is a very, very interesting concept. I never thought of that. Like, just get something about a generation, just get a generation piece, and then just like get different artists to write it, which I believe it was very interesting, and I really enjoyed that. It starts out with the Golden Age. Now, when it does the Golden Age, for the Golden Age, it doesn't have Superman or Batman in the Golden Age. Set, because they're practically doing this like, I'm messing with my hair too much. Okay, sorry. They weren't in the Golden Age that much in this story, because they're practically making it to where the Golden Age was practically like the original Green Lantern, Flash, Spectre, the original Black Canary, the original Hawkman, and Dr. Fate, like those characters. The original Atom and all the Sandman. Those were the Golden Age heroes. Justice Society was the Golden Age team, and that was it. And then it got to the Silver. Then it transitioned to like the Silver Age, to Superman, Batman, and all those famous iconic heroes. And then the Justice League came along. But this practically goes through the entire DC universe in chronologic order, which I was really excited about. That when I first read this, I was like, oh my goodness, this is really good. Now, the point of view is set through a regular person, and the character's name, hold on, I'm gonna have to look back. The character's name is, when he's first introduced, he's called Paulie. Wait. Ah, here it is. It's right there. The character's name is Paul Lincoln. A dedicated Metropolis police officer, loving husband and father, and witness to major events of the DC Universe history, from the rise of Golden Age heroes like the Justice Society of America to the fall of Batman and Superman. In the streets of Metropolis Suicide Slum, a young Paul witnesses firsthand how these new costumed heroes are making the world a better place. As a young beat cop, Paul watches helplessly as reporter Lois Lane seemingly plummets to her doom, only to be rescued by a strange visitor from another planet known as Superman. But when the Earth's greatest heroes stand united against a comic crisis that threatens to end reality itself, what can Paul do but follow their example and stand on the front lines, helping in any way he can? So yeah, this right here practically goes through the entire history of the DC Universe. It's very interesting. I enjoy it just because of that. Just because whoever doesn't know each major event, because this is what it mainly did. It mainly did major events and all. And if you're not someone who knows about the major events, you can just pick this up and then just read it from a human point of view, someone who's not the superhero, from their point of view, and you can understand it better, because it's oh, so if I was actually there and this really happened, this is what it would seem like if I was actually there witnessing it all. So I like it for that reason. The art is really good. Now some of it I do kind of I'm not sure why you put that there, because there's this entire backstory where his best friend was a criminal and all, that later got reformed and became a security guard, and then later died at the end of the entire graphic novel, doing good. And I was yeah, you could have done without that. You could have just centered it around this person. And there was a time where it's oh, I mean, it's said with him being an old man and telling it through flashbacks. That I could have done without. It could have just been here it is, I'm starting right here, and then it goes through. It doesn't have to be flashbacks and all. But overall, I enjoy this. I enjoy this story. And for the graphic novel version, and I think even for some of the comics, at the end of the graphic novel, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 side stories called DC Universe Legacies snapshots, and it takes certain comic book characters and certain characters from the DC universe, and it gives them their own story. The last one is Blue Beetle, Ted Kord, Blue Beetle, and it's practically right before he got killed, which was, when I first heard about it, very shocking, because he was a really good superhero in my mind. He was one of those comedic heroes that would appear, then he would appear again, and he would be a serious character. And him and Bruce Gold had a lot of good stories. But yeah, that's practically DC Universe Legacies. And then there's this side thing where it's oh, I remember the Guardian, Jim Harper, when I was younger, and now the Guardian's back. And the Guardian's back, he's not dead. He's a hero, he's not gonna die. And then it's when they bring him back for it, it kind of shows full circle, oh, I'm still watching you, and I'm glad you're still going that righteous road. Yeah, so yeah, it's a good story. I'd recommend it for someone. I'm not gonna give it out of any stars, but I would recommend this to someone. This is me. This is Mr. E saying, read it. DC Universe Legacies.